Hey guys, it's Naturally Nisha and I'm back with another video. And in this video is going to be a Q&A. So I'm going to be answering all of you guys' questions about being a medical assistant. So stay tuned.
It looks like you lost another one.
Hey guys, so we're just going to jump right into the questions, okay? So the first question I had was, does it make you nervous to draw blood? Honestly, no. I'm going to insert some footage that I have from school with me drawing blood in the classroom. I actually don't.
There you go. Okay, and then now you let go of her arm. And pull back on that plunger. Mark. Perfect.
Ready? Wait. Okay.
Ready? It's gonna be a small pull.
That's so funny.
Hey.
Did it hurt?
No.
Liar. Having heart palpitations and shit.
Competition.
Hurry, I gotta record you putting a band-aid on.
Okay. Go ahead and relieve the pressure from me first. I'll break it.
I don't think it's covering.
It is covered.
Okay, now it is.
See the blood.
Oh my god.
Mine, like poking people and drawing blood and things like that. I know sometimes some people can get a little cringe about it, but me personally, I actually don't mind. I feel like when you're in school, you kind of figure out what your strong suit is. For me, it was definitely immunizations and drawing blood. So, well, you know, whatever toots your flute. But for me, I definitely do like drawing blood. Okay, so the next question is, how do you deal with rude patients? I don't. If only that was true. Honestly, I believe in just exerting a lot of positive energy. I know sometimes it can be hard if you have someone that's completely irate. Trust me, story times about that. But I kind of feel like if you hold your composure and you definitely just try to stay as positive as possible, sometimes people can't help but to kind of switch up that personality. You know what I mean? So if someone tries you, it's definitely okay to try back. But if not need be, definitely try to keep your composure and you'll be good, darling. You'll be good. Am I certified? Yes, I am a CMA. I have a question asked me about the book I use, so we'll get into that later. But yes, I am. How did you become a medical assistant? I went to Brookline College. It was a 9-month program. I did that, and then I did 120 hours, or it was either 120 or 160 hours of externship, and I did that at a family practice. And then once I was done with that, I pretty much got my diploma. So yeah, it's really easy. Will you go into nursing? Fun fact, really sad fact, yes. I'm actually studying for the TEAS test to get into the nursing program in April, guys. So pray for me, wish me luck. But yes, I will be going to nursing. I really love the medical field, and it's always something I wanted to be in, and I'm finally gonna pursue it and go as far as I possibly can with it. And I hope you guys are on that journey with me. But yes, we're going to nursing school. How long have you been an MA? I've been an MA technically for about 2.5, 3 years. I didn't go right into medical assisting because if you guys saw that video I had, like I could not get a job, y'all. Like I don't know what it was, and I don't want to hear about no nails, none of that, because I didn't have none of that when I was out here applying to these jobs. Okay, they was just not trying to hire me. A lot of them were like, oh, I'm looking for someone with experience, even though they looked at my application and obviously you see, you know, I was a fresh student. That's one thing about the medical field, y'all. Let's talk about it. These jobs be looking at your applications, or maybe they don't, but they look at your application and you can see, okay, you're a new graduate, right? Like, you just got out of school. The only experience you have is your externship, and they'll literally give you an interview and everything, and they say, well, we're looking for someone with experience. Well, you know, I just got out of school. I feel like that was like the most stressful thing when it came to me trying to find a job after school, was that a lot of jobs were looking for people with experience, and like no one wanted to hire me because I didn't have experience, because I was just like fresh out of school. So yes. It's crazy. What made you become an MA? I've always wanted to be in healthcare. It was always something I wanted to do. I used to cut up my teddy bears and stuff like that. Like, I've always wanted to be in healthcare. I just didn't know how to pursue it. Like, I didn't really do my research on anything, and I kind of, for a good portion of my life, was like, a job is a job, but I was never happy. And I knew once I started MA classes, like, I knew that healthcare was what I wanted to do, because I was truly happy, and it felt like my element, and things just came natural. Like, things I've never done before literally just came natural, and that's how I knew that it was something that I truly internally wanted to do. Have you worked in a hospital? If so, experience. This cannot be a long video. If you worked in the hospital as an MA, a CNA, a PCT, you know about this hierarchy they have. And when I tell you they really do the nurses really do mistreat you, I'm not kidding. Like, it's not fake. It's not for play. Like, they really do mistreat you. Like, you feel like you're literally getting bullied in high school, and it's the stupidest thing ever. That's why me personally, my personality just don't mix with the hospital. It just doesn't. I've shadowed at the hospital and everything like that, and it's just not for me. Like, I've tried multiple times getting into the hospital, and I'm telling you, it's just not for me. Like, I went to an interview, and the charge nurse literally was like, how do you handle getting yelled at? Because that's all I do. I yell at my staff. I was like, like, no. I feel like we're all here for one common goal, and that's patient care. So where's the respect at? I feel like you should respect everybody, from the janitors to the cafeteria people to the PCT, CNAs, MAs. Like, everyone deserves the same level of respect. So why are you looked at less than? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's the stupidest thing ever. But yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend the hospital to nobody. I wouldn't even recommend the hospital to a doctor. No. Take that thought, baby. No, hospital was not for me. If you happen to find a hospital that you love, chef's kiss, sweetheart. But for me, it just was not a fit, and that's okay. Is being an MA worth it? This is a good question. To me, yes, because this has always been my passion, always something that I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be in healthcare, and of course I'm going to further that love and that knowledge and that commitment into greater things in healthcare. But I kind of feel like, why just stay in MA? You know, like, you're going to be doing so much that you might as well be a nurse. You might as well take that chair at the nurse's station, because I feel like you can do so much more. You can grow so much more with more skills and more knowledge and being able to do more things. Why not be a nurse? Me personally, I'm going back to school to be a nurse, and then from registered nursing, I'm going on to nurse practitioner. Pray for me, y'all. Hopefully you guys are here for my journey. But I kind of feel like, why not go further? Why are we just stopping? I feel like, don't stop here. Keep going. I've seen so many TikToks of people starting off as PCTs, CNAs, MAs, registered nurses, and they end up being nurse practitioners. And I feel like that's just really encouraging to know that you don't have to stop here. If you want to stop here, you're like, I ain't pulling out no student loans. I'm not doing any of that. I'm sick of school. This is where I want to be. Then that's great. That's good for you. But I kind of feel like, if you still have that drive in you, and you're like, yo, I want to just go further, do it. Don't wait. Don't wait. And I'm going to tell you why not to wait. Because when I took time out away from healthcare to go do other things, I literally forgot some of the most basic things. Like, I forgot how to do an ECG. Why am I went to the hallway and I was like Googling how to do an EKG. So I kind of feel like when you're in healthcare, stay in healthcare. Yes, maybe, you know, if you're in nursing school, you're not working, kind of get a job. I mean, to me, I don't see a point in that unless you're like stressed or something like that. But I kind of feel like stay where you at. Like, stay surrounded around healthcare so it'll never leave you. You never forget, because I feel like small things like doing injections and doing EKGs and doing A1C, stuff like that, I feel like you'll forget. So if you kind of stay grounded in healthcare, you'll be good, you know. What are some good facilities to work at to gain and learn more experience after externship? Honestly, don't go to the ER. Go to a family practice. Family practice, you will do everything. That's why when I did my externship at the family practice, I learned everything. A1Cs, urinalysis, immunizations, of course, vitals. I worked with peds. I worked with geriatric. I worked with adolescents. I did everything that you learn in school, sweetie. You're going to do it in a family practice. That's why I highly suggest that once you get out of school, go to a family practice. You're going to learn everything you need to learn, and it's not so fast paced. You know what I mean? And then you get to a point where you're kind of doing the same things over and over and over. Repetition is key. So with a lot of repetition, things will stick. You'll remember things and they'll become second nature. And I feel like that's really important in healthcare, for things to become second nature to where you don't even got to think about it. Like for me, some of the coding that I do at the urgent care is kind of second nature. I kind of can just, you know, R05. Cough. Like some of them things are like second nature to you. So I feel like working in a family practice is the best way to grow your skills in everything you'll be doing as an MA. And you're gonna chart. Charting is a big thing. Chart. EHR, charting. You do literally everything. You assist with any procedures. You literally do and learn everything in a family practice. There's nothing a family practice doesn't do. So I feel like family practice. If you want something a little bit more slow paced, if you want something a little bit fast paced, and urgent care, because the urgent care is going to give you hospital vibes without the hospital size. Since I've been at this urgent care, I've done a lot of charting. I have another video coming up. A lot of charting. Oh my goodness, I chart when I come in, I chart in the middle of days, I chart, and you chart a lot at urgent. My goodness. Because at my urgent care, we have 3 providers. One of the providers that we have, she charts her own stuff. We love her for it. But the other 2 providers, we usually have to chart for, and charting, it never ends. So pay attention in that part in school, because I wish I did, because I would have went in already knowing. But charting is a very big part of your job. So charting, we draw blood, we do a lot of urinalysis, a lot of STD testing, we do a lot of COVID testing. I spend a lot of my time on the COVID side because that's just where I feel comfortable. Like I like a really fast paced situation. Right now the clinic is kind of slow, I guess, after the holidays and stuff, and things have kind of calmed down. So there's not a lot of patients coming in and out of the urgent care, but the COVID side is always jumping. So I like being on that side because I like a little fast pace. I like a little pressure. But yeah, if you want something not so fast paced as an ER, but give you ER vibes, and urgent care, highly suggest urgent care. But if you want something a little bit slower paced where you can learn and gain all the knowledge that you need to further more, family practice. What's a good study guide for CMA and RMA? I'm going to break this down. RMA is registered medical assistant, and to me, it's registered doesn't make any sense to be a registered medical assistant. Don't hate me. RMAs out there. Don't hate me. But to me, there's no point of taking that test to become an RMA, because you do the same thing as CMA does. You do the exact same. To me, I feel like it's the exact same thing, except they threw registered in front of it. Like, I kind of feel like it's the same thing. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. But I feel like it's the same thing. If I'm wrong, put it in the description box and tell me what exactly is the difference. But to me, it's the same thing. So for the CMAs, I use Kaplan Medical Assistant Exam Prep. This is from 2017. If I can find the newer version, I'm gonna link it in the description box. But baby, get this book. $39.99. Get this book, okay? It has all of your practice questions in the back. It literally goes through everything, and once you finish each section, there's like a question about it. Like, who remembers the Fowler's position? Like, come on now. It gives you everything you need. Everything you need to know. And get this book. Get this book, okay? How was your externship? So for my externship, I went to a family practice. I did it. I forgot if it's 120 or 160, but I hated it. The only thing I loved about it was that I learned like everything I needed to know, and everything I learned in school I put to use. But I hated it. And I'm gonna tell you why I hated it. Because I felt so invisible, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I would go around and be like, do you need help? Do you need help? No. And I wanted to get hands-on training like so bad, you know? And to the point where I would kind of just jump in and start doing stuff. Like, I would see them like rooming people and I would just jump in and start doing stuff. Like, I felt like I really had to like force my way in there for them to start letting me do stuff, which I thought was really weird, because if you guys are allowing students, like, like, it didn't make any sense. And at the end of my externship, like, everyone was like, apply, and I was just like, no. I'm not, because you guys might like me because of my work ethic, but I felt like I just had to force myself in there, and I didn't like that feeling. And I wouldn't want to be in that work environment every single day, if that makes any sense. Like, that was just something I didn't want to do. The nurse practitioner that was over the practice, I barely ever talked to her. She barely ever spoke to me. She never asked me any questions. Like, it was just really weird. And at the end of like every like week, I had to get her to sign a form, and I felt like she didn't even know me enough to fill out the form, if that made any sense. Like, she didn't know what I was good at. She didn't know what I was doing. She would kind of just write whatever. I know like one time she filled in that like under my attendance, if it was if I was there every day or sometimes or whatever, and she wrote sometimes, and I was like, I literally been here every day. I literally pull up before anyone else comes here. Like, it's been times where they would open up like 20 minutes late and I was already outside waiting. That's why I was like, no, because you don't even know me to fill out this form, yet you're filling out this form. And then on my last day, I did a half day because I just had to make up like a few hours because I had to go do a testing. So on the last day, I had a half day. I left at like 12, and I gave her paperwork to fill out for me like 4 days in advance. So I told her, you know, I asked her on my last day, hey, did you fill out the paperwork? She's like, oh no, just go give it to the girl that's been training you and she'll do it. Like, that's literally how she said it. And I gave it to the girl, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna get to it. I'm not leaving without this paperwork filled out. So I pulled up a chair, sat down. They was asking me to room. I said, I'm leaving at 12. I need you to fill out this paperwork, and so I can leave. So she's filling out the paperwork, and she's kind of just like marking whatever. And I'm just like, what? No. And the fact that the girl had the nerve to turn around and say, oh, you should definitely apply here. I was like, no, thank you. You guys have a blessed day. It just, no. I feel like unless you get a really good externship where the vibe is just there, externship sucks. It sucks. It really did suck. But I want to know y'all experience at externship. If you had a really great experience in externship, can you tell me? I want to know about it because I'm jealous. And if you had a really bad experience, let's vibe. We can vibe either way, but let's vibe. If you had a bad experience, I definitely want to know, because chill. And the final question that I have, guys, my favorite question. So to summarize, she pretty much watched my video, and I did give up on healthcare for a little while because it was really defeating. Like, I would go on interviews, like I said, and they wouldn't want to hire me because I didn't have experience. But it's like, you don't come out the womb knowing how to suture. Like, no one wanted to give me experience. No one wanted to give me a chance. It was like the weirdest thing, because why call me into an interview if you know, like, literally in my objective, I would put that I was a student. Like, you know, I have experience and, you know, student. And people was not trying to hire me. It was the weirdest thing, you guys. It was absolutely the weirdest thing, but it's fine. It's fine. But I did give up because I was defeated. And it took me a long time to realize that maybe that just wasn't the time. And maybe the places I was applying to just wasn't where I needed to be. So I kind of felt like, you know, it did take me a little while to get back into the healthcare field, and I'm glad that I did. And the thing that made me want to come back was because I always knew I had a love for this. I knew this was something that I wanted to do. And I also knew that I wanted to do nursing school. But I was so defeated that I felt like my dream of doing that wasn't going to happen. So I remember filling out like my schedule one day, and I just started applying. I sat on my computer applying to all types of medical assistant jobs, and I was at one and I had to quit because something had me messed up. So I'm at the one that I'm at now, and we'll have some stories about it, but I love it because I don't love it because of the place. I definitely don't love it because of people. I love it because I'm thriving. This is why I thrive at. And I've realized patient care is what I'm good at. This is where my memory is just like, this is why I belong. This is why I'm thriving. Like, I feel good. You know what I mean? Could it be at another place? Yes. But for now, we're going to rock with it? Yes. And I know this has always been my passion, and I did lose it because I felt defeated, but I'm glad that I was wooed back in, you know, and I'm happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. It was fun talking to you guys. If you guys have any questions in the future, feel free to DM me. I will answer you. I love each and every one of you that asked me questions. I love it. If you were too shy to ask me, it's okay. I love you too. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. And in the description box, tell me your externship experiences. I want to read them. Put them in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, beauties.
It looks like you lost another one.